Hi everyone, today we are talking with one of my favorite people in the entire world. We've got Dr. Caitlin Chambers here. Caitlin, thank you so much for being here. How are you?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
I am so excited that you said yes for this, so thank you for agreeing to be my very first guest of my STEM Army, my Meet the STEM Army series, so thank you. For those of you who do not know Dr. Caitlin Chambers, she's an orthopedic surgeon in Minneapolis and an assistant professor of orthopedic surgery at the University of Minnesota. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So let's start off with an easy question because I want to keep this painless and fun. Tell me about yourself. So who are you and where are you from?
So as mentioned, I'm Dr. Caitlin Chambers. I am initially from Michigan, and so that's how I know Kate the Chemist. We actually were roommates in college together in Michigan, so it happened kind of by chance, but we became very good friends and remain friends to this day. So after Michigan, I traveled around the country a lot for all of my training to become an orthopedic surgeon, and I'm now settled in the Twin Cities in Minnesota, where, as Kate mentioned, I'm an assistant professor of orthopedic surgery at the University of Minnesota.
Yeah. And you said it's snowing today, is that right?
Yes, it is snowing. So it was 67 degrees last week, and we were playing outside with kids, and now it is snowing. We got about 4 to 5 inches yesterday.
Oh, that's terrible. See, like I said, I moved away from Michigan. I hate that snow. I don't need it anymore. Come to Texas. Come down here with me.
Yeah.
Okay. So next question. When did you determine your passion for STEM? So how did you know that you wanted to pursue medicine? And your degree is actually in kinesiology in undergrad, right?
Athletic training in undergrad, which was part of the School of Kinesiology. But I always knew that I really enjoyed my science and my math classes a lot more than, history and language arts and things like that. So I always had an interest in science. It just felt like it came naturally to me. But what really sealed the deal was my sophomore year of high school. I injured myself playing softball. And so I ended up having to be under the care of an orthopedic surgeon. So that kind of introduced me to the field. And as you mentioned, that opened my eyes to the world of sports medicine. So my undergrad degree was in athletic training. So I was at University of Michigan, and I got to work with all of the varsity athletic teams there, taking care of them, helping them recover from injuries, assessing them after an on-field injury. And again, working with more really cool orthopedic surgeons. So that's what really cemented it in my mind that that's what I wanted to do. And now I am a sports medicine orthopedic surgeon. So that intro in sophomore year of high school really just kind of stuck.
And so now, do you do research at the University of Minnesota?
Yeah, I do.
How does that? What are you studying?
So I have lots of projects. They generally focus on sports medicine. So I've had papers published on ACL injuries in kids. I'm currently working on a project looking at patellar dislocation, so dislocating your kneecap. Also one looking at what we call multi-ligament knee injuries. So people who tear not just their ACL, but perhaps their ACL and their PCL and their MCL and LCL, so a lot of ligaments torn at once. So a lot of kind of sporty research. I find it really rewarding to research what I'm also treating surgically. So, if I have a question, if I wonder if, somebody could do better by doing something differently, I research it.
That's awesome. I am particularly in love with the fact that you do knee surgeries because I have had 4 ACL knee surgeries, and I'm trying to think, I had most of them before I even met you, but maybe 1 or 2 after. But I'm hoping now that if I have any other surgeries, you can give me some kind of discount since you seem to be a professional at that.
Yes.
But hopefully not.
I know one of them was after I was a surgeon because I remember answering some text message questions for you.
That's right. I remember that. So are knees your thing? Do you like knees over everything else?
I do like knees. So I'd say primarily I operate on knees, shoulders, and hips. But knees are probably my favorite.
Anything you stay away from, like wrists or something?
Oh gosh, yeah, hands are pretty complex. The spine, I definitely stay away from. I have great orthopedic surgery colleagues and neurosurgery colleagues who can take care of spine, but not for me.
Yeah, I hear that. There's too much going on. There's too much gross stuff. Anyway, I just watched a Criminal Minds episode where they were doing something to someone's spine, and I had to turn it off because I couldn't even handle it. It was so gross. I'll send it to you too. Probably like
very accurate.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Okay, next question. How do you think STEM could change or save the world?
I think that now more than ever, we're actually seeing a real life demonstration of how important STEM is. With everything that's going on with the COVID-19 crisis, there are just so many STEM related careers that are helping in the effort to win this war against the virus. So, I mean, people, of course, are thinking a lot about the doctors and the nurses, but we work with a lot of other people in STEM careers. So respiratory therapists, pharmacists. I mean, you think about the epidemiologists who are studying the diseases, the statisticians creating the models, the biochemists that are working on vaccines. So there's just so many different careers in STEM that are literally working to save our world right now.
I mean, we can see it right now in front of us. It's such a, it's such an interesting time. Is there any misconception out there or anything that we need to know about the virus? Anything you're trying to get out there? Just throwing out anything.
I think the biggest thing that may not be as recognized as I would hope is the fact that there are so many asymptomatic carriers. So there are the unfortunate people who end up getting really sick and getting hospitalized, and that's horrible. But there's so many people that may have been exposed and may have been infected and not known it. And that's why social distancing is so important to protect everyone, because you can be going about your life, going to a birthday party, just stopping by to say hi to grandma and grandpa, and get them really sick, and they could be one of those people that ends up in the hospital and could even die.
I completely agree. You said that so well. It's just so important. The 6 feet of distance is huge right now. Somebody was asking me how I could explain that in terms of science. And I was like, well, if I could breathe fire and I hit you with a fire, you're too close to me. So back up. That's the best way I can think about it. I'm sure there's better ways of doing it, but that's how I think about it. Yeah. Okay, let's go to a little bit of a lighter topic, something that's not as heavy. And this is a chemistry perspective, so I'm going to throw some chem at you. But if you had to be an element, which one would you be and why?
That's easy.
Or which
calcium.
Oh, you have one? Which one is it?
Yes, calcium.
Why?
Calcium is the number one element in bones. So bones are a lot of calcium phosphate. So I would have to say calcium is definitely my favorite. As an orthopedic surgeon, really can't go wrong.
That's perfect. I'm partial to palladium or hydrogen because I think we could fly if you're hydrogen. So, I mean, it gives you a little bit of superpowers. But I hear you as an orthopedic surgeon. That's wonderful. Well, y'all, that's all the time I've got with Dr. Caitlin Chambers. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. You're amazing. Stay warm, stay healthy, and stay safe. Bye, Caitlin.
Thanks. Bye.